How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And fighting games as we know them now have ebbed and flowed in popularity throughout the history of video games. Right now we're at a steady spot. Evo is still chugging along every year, and at some point we're going to get a sixth installment, a sixth numbered installment in the Street Fighter franchise. Now there have been more than just 6 games because of all the different versions of Street Fighter 2, 3, 4, and so on. But yeah, even before that though, a couple of years before the release of the first Street Fighter in 1987, you had a couple of other titles like Kung Fu Master from Irem, and Karate Champ from Data East, and today's game from Konami. And this one is probably, it was the most recent out of that crop of games before the release of Street Fighter. So part of me wants to think that this was the most directly responsible for Street Fighter, but I'm probably wrong. This game saw an arcade release in October of 1984, and then a worldwide release in March of 1985, and then the Famicom version followed soon after in April of 1985. We did not get an NES release of this game. Today, we're going to take a quick look at Yie Ar Kung Fu. Now, Yie Ar Kung Fu follows a guy named Oolong on his quest to become the best fighter. And he does that by beating a bunch of opponents. The difference between him and his opponents, though, is that by and large, most of his opponents are armed. They have some sort of weapon. From shuriken to a chain and sickle to a bow staff. There's a guy with a sword. You know, there's different weapons throughout the game. Somebody uses fans, stuff like that. And you primarily use hands and feet. Each direction pressed and button combination or whatever does a different combination of punches and kicks. And it's kind of intuitive. You have to time your attacks to where you're not getting hit by enemy attacks because ain't really no blocks in this game. But yeah, knowing how to time those attacks is vital to success in this game. It's a pretty simple thing. You fight a couple of opponents, you win a few matches in a row, you get a bonus round where you have to stop weapons that are flying across the screen. You get bonus points for doing that. Then you move on to the next set of enemies. After a while, those enemies loop. So you're fighting, you'll eventually end up fighting the same people over and over. They're just a little bit more difficult each time. Yeah, this game ain't bad. It's just, it's real rudimentary. And going back to it after playing, say, Street Fighter 5 is gonna be some hard work. You know how I know? Because I tried to play Yie Ar Kung Fu after playing Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition. I'm not good at Street Fighter at all. Never have been. Actually pretty trash at it. This though makes me long for getting punched in the face by randos in Street Fighter. Not because this is a bad game, because it's not. It's just that the mechanics in this game have essentially been passed by to such a degree that it's hard to come back to. In terms of this being a piece of history though, it definitely is. It is absolutely a cornerstone in what became the fighting games industry. Shout out to Konami for that. Now, if you decide you want to get a home copy of Yie Ar Kung Fu, a Famicom cart, again, like I always say, make sure you have a way to play it. Because if you get a cartridge and you can't play it, you're going to be mad. And you can't blame me. Be mad at yourself, argue with your mom about it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, if you have a way to play it and you still want a copy, you can get a copy for like $5 or less. Famicom carts of Yie Ar Kung Fu are wildly plentiful. They're all over the place. And you can probably, if you have a place that sells import carts in your area, check them out, because they might have a copy. And you might be able to get a copy without any shipping, and you can throw it in with some other stuff and get a nice little bundle deal. I don't know. But yeah, this was a great piece of history, and it's something really cool to look back on. I don't know how easy it is to play now, though. You know? But this has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow, Stallone wasn't in a bunch of NES games. Regardless of the number, though, this is absolutely head and shoulders the worst.